Hi guys, welcome to Filament PHP series, and in this episode we are going to cover how to add a filter in your Filament PHP dashboard. So let me show you the demo how it looks at the end. So you can see over here in the demo project we will add start date and end date, and when you choose the end date and start date filter, then it will be filter these dates widgets, okay, and chart widgets and also the table widgets. So let me just show you that. For example, I will choose the 20 and here I'm going to choose 18. You can see that we have a just registered total user 1 in these 2 days. Same way they have filter in the chart as well. And then you can see over here in the table widgets as well, just showing the one user register on that particular date. So same way we are going to implement in our projects. So let me go to the terminal and let me close this project and go to our previous project that we are working, filament clear, and just run the project first. Let me go back to the browser and I need to log in again, and you can see that like previous video we already done simple charts, snippets, and like all the things, okay, over here. Now first of all, okay, so if you want to add the filter in your dashboard, then you need to create your own dashboard. So let me go here and go to the documentation, and just I will go to the widgets, okay, and click on the overview. There is already written in the documentation customizing the dashboard, and if I click over here, so I need to create new folder called pages. Inside the pages I need to create the dashboard.php so we can override the dashboard. Okay, so let me go here to VS Code editor. Inside the filament I'm going to create new folder that's called pages. Then I'm going to create new file that's called dashboard.php. And let me go over here, and you can see that they have already provided the code of dashboard. So just copy that and paste it over here. Okay, so what they does, just create a dashboard class, and they have used the bash dashboard. Just save it. And the next what we need to do, if you go to the providers and the filament admin panel provider, by default you can see that they have called their own dashboard class. So we just need to comment it out, so that way they will automatically discover the dashboard from the pages folder. They have already given over here the path. Okay, save it and just comment this. Now let me go back over here and hit refresh. You can see that it's nothing happening. That means it is working perfectly fine. So we have created our own dashboard class. Now we can override the methods and all the things. So what we have to do the next, if I go over here and go to the filter, okay, you can see that filter widgets. So what we need to do the next, I need to just use this class has filter form. Just use that class, go to the dashboard and paste it. Make sure you need to import it. Just save it, and you can see that it's import over here. Next we need to get this method. So what this method does, like filters form, and inside the form we are going to add two input, and that input is date picker, start date and end date. Okay, so I'm going to just copy that method what they have provided in the documentation, paste it over here. Okay, and make sure you have to import the schema, and then you need to import this section that what we have covered in the next video for the design, and then date picker. Okay, save it. Okay, and now let me go back to our dashboard and hit refresh. You can see that we have like two fields over here, start date and the end date. Okay, but there is a very minimal width over here. So what I'm going to do, just I'm going to use span. I'm going to use the column span full. We are going to use column span full. Okay, over here, just like this, save it. Okay, that means that will be 100% width over here, so it looks really good. So if I hit refresh, you can see that start date and end date. So we have implemented successfully the date picker over here. We can choose the start date, and if I choose end date, okay, so it is working perfectly fine. Okay, now let me clear this. And first of all, I'm going to do with the states, like a real-time counter we have given like 22 users. Now if I choose the date, based on that this counter should be filter. Okay, so let me go here, and inside the documentation they have already provided how to use it. So first of all, let me go to the widgets, and inside the test widgets that already we have created, and by default we have directly get all the number of users. Okay, so how to use the filter. So first of all, we need to use this class to access the start date and end date in your class. So just interact with page filters, and then you can just get these page filters with the start date and page filters with the end date. And then you can use the eloquent when method and just add the condition. If you have a start date, then it will be a greater than created date. If you have an end date, then it will be less than a created date. Okay, so just I'm going to copy this, and as a first line I'm going to add it. Make sure you need to import that class, so just I'm going to use, yeah, save it. Okay, and now next let me go here and get the start date and end date. So just copy that and paste it over here. Okay, so now we have a start date and end date what we have based on the filter. Okay, save it. Now let me go over here and just I'm going to copy the entire query. Okay, and let me put over here, instead of user count, delete this and paste it over here. Instead of blog post, I'm going to use user model over here. Okay, save it. And here also we need to use the builder import. Just save it. Okay, let me go back over here and let's filter it. Okay, refresh it. Okay, over here, and if I choose the end date, for example 20, and now let's see what the last date of created 13. Let me choose the 13. So I'm going to choose the 13. Now I have a just one user created on that particular date. Okay, let me go back over here. If I choose like 11, then I have a number of 8 users created between 11 to 20 date. Okay, so that means our state is working perfectly fine. Now let me do for the chart as well. Okay, so let me go here. Same way, what I need to do, just copy this and I need to import this class on my chart widget. So just go here, filters, save it. And now the next step is that I need to get the filter start date and end date. So let me go over here and copy this, go to the chart widgets. Now I have a, you can see that start date and end date. Okay, so what I'm going to do the next, I will create a start variable and I will check if there is a start date. Okay, then it will use the now function, purge function, and I will pass the start date, and then I will use the start of day method. Okay, and if I don't have a like start date, then I will get the start of the month. Okay, just copy that and paste it over here. Okay, same way I need to do for the end. So just end, and I will compare with the end date. So copy that, paste it for the end date, and I will get end of the day. Okay, so just like this, end of day. Okay, save it. Okay, and if there is nothing in the start date, then just copy that, paste it over here. Okay, save it. Okay, now let me remove this and just use the start variable dynamically, and let me use the $end, save it. Okay, now let me go back over here, and if I go and just let me clear this, and let me clear this. Okay, now let's filter it. So I'm going to choose the 20, and then I'm going to choose the another month. Okay, and you can see that, but still you can see that I am getting the all the month of the current year. Why? Let me double check over here. So yeah, why I'm getting, because I have added like per day. Instead of per day, I'm going to use the per month and save it. Let me go back over here, and you can see that just showing 1 month, But if I go here and just let me go to the like September, then I have your 3 month over here, like September, October and November. So that means chart is also working perfectly fine based on the filter. If I remove it, clear this, and if I clear this, then I will see the number of all the year I should see. Okay, yeah, let me go over here, and why it's not end of the month and start of the month. Okay, click on the dashboard. Yeah, why it's not working? Yeah, because of, if you go that and start of the month and end of the month I have used, instead of month I need to make it year, like start of the year and start of the month year. Okay, like this, save it. Okay, so then it will be show you the exit all the you can see that now it's starting from the January to December they are showing, and if you filter based on that will work. Okay, so for example, if I choose 11 and if I choose today's date, then it will be shows for 3 months. So that is working fine. Just I need to, because previously I have changed to current month to end month of the date, so that's the reason it was not working. So now I have implemented that things. Same way I need to implement for the our table widgets. So let me go over here. Same way I will go again and copy this class, go to the new register user widget, paste it over here, and again I'm going to import, save it. I will go back over here and I will get the start and end date like this, paste it, and you can see that over here there is a user query latest and take tense. So I need to add the when condition over there, so just copy that and go back to the new register user widget and make it separate, paste it over here and save it. Now let me go back over here, hit refresh, and now you can see that there is a 16 users, but I can see still more users. But let me filter it out properly and go to the November, and I will choose the 11. There should be a 8 user, and now you can see there 3, 3 and 2, so that means 18 user. Let me filter it out with the 13 date. Okay, now I should see one user over here. You can see that. Same way I can also find on my table widgets as well, there is a one user. So this was a basic and simple global filter that you can implement for your dashboard, and it can be work for your stat widgets and also for the chart widgets and also for the table widgets, guys. And you can read the more documentation over here if you want. There is a widgets and you will find the all the elements over there. If you don't understand anything, you can just ping me. You can just comment it out on the video, so I will create a separate video on it. And if you like this video, then share with your friends, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel, guys. See you in the next video, guys.